In this video, you will learn how to build your own AI-powered app. So basically, you can type anything in the chat in any of the app, and it will take actions like an AI agent. On the backend, it will be connected to make.com with ability to read and send the request back to the app and then have that interactions. So this is I created just for a single prompt just to try out. But yeah, now I'm going to take the design that I've designed in my previous video. If you haven't watched that, you can find it on my YouTube channel. So in that video, I created basically the design without using any single design skill that I have. Obviously, I'm a designer, but I've just combined everything from a different resources and created this beautiful app that we have right now. So this just proves that to design and build your own apps, you don't have to be a designer. With AI, you can build it and ship it within literally days and hours. So yeah, so let's just copy this design. And by the way, the video is called "Watch This to Design Like a Pro Using AI." Let's just copy this as PNG. And now we can go to Lovable and just create a new prompt and just paste the image. And I'm just going to copy the prompt that I had here. And let's just paste the prompt here. Copy that one more time. For some reason, it gave me some error. So copied. You must be logged in. Here's the first update that we've got. And let's try to see if it's actually working. And for this, we'll be sending this message to a webhook that I provided it. And now let's run this once and see if it's going to give us any response. I doubt it, but at least we will have some data to work with. And let's just send it. We can see that we got some data and we returned something, but obviously your expenses is being processed by our AI agent. You will receive responses like this from webhook. You should map them correctly and display in the app. And let's copy the actual response that it might get and send it to the app. It says your app now probably handles webhook responses. Let's try that. Let's click run once again. Maybe there's some issue with the webhook. Oh, it's a custom mail hook. That's the issue here. Gotcha. Let's do webhooks and we'll do custom for the webhook to receive data. Let's add a new webhook. Let's create it and let's copy the webhook and send it. Here is the correct webhook. I sent you the Let's send it the webhook and let's see if we get any response to here. So let's connect it. Let's run this module. It will not do anything now, but I will just need to get the data from here so I can connect it to the agent. Yeah, we got the content here, so that's good. Now what we can do is just go to make agent. And in the messages, we somehow need to wait. In here, I got stuck. Like, what do I do? How do I keep this agent the information interesting? All messages. Maybe that's this. Okay, well, let's do that content and timestamp as well. Let's try one more time. So now we're getting correct. And now we're getting the correct data. Now we just need to return it to webhook and run it. Body would be response like that. Run once and try coffee. Soup 30K. Okay, now we're getting it correctly. That's great. We have this personal, let's say Upwork connects. Spend 35 USD for Upwork connects. Let's run one more time. Send it. Yeah, works well. Spent 3 MacBook charger. I actually recently broke my MacBook charger, so I'm interested to see whether it's a business or personal expense. So it's 100. Yeah, it's personal expense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, everything works clearer. Now let's try it with the income. So Upwork plus, let's say, 2K euros. Oh, okay, I forgot to do this thing. Waiting for new data. Let's do Upwork plus 2K euros. Yeah, we got the income, which looks great. Everything seems to be working properly. So now let's just work on the UI itself. Once I have this ready, I can start working on the actual UI. Let's get back to our app. The first thing we would need to do is make sure that the months work, starting from the top. Or let's actually connect it to the database. So what I need to do is click connect the Superbase account here. I would probably need to connect a project and create a new project. You do not have permission to create a project for some reasons. So please connect my Superbase project. I created that and now it will work to connect. It looks like you haven't created any tables in your Superbase project. Okay, let's start with creating user login functionality. And then I can connect to everything to the database. So I can connect total expenses monthly and stuff like that. And then I can work on the UI itself. So from the design, as you can see, it missed this tab that will be under the total number. Once you click on this, you'll have a drop down where you can select between income and expenses. So you can easily see the numbers here. The first one will be total expenses, which is the first tab. And then we will have net income. On the second page, other than that, we will have total income. So any income that was logged in, and net income, it would be calculated after total expenses. So this would be the income page with all of the income transaction here, and this would be the expense page with all of the expenses here as well. Plus, we would have here personal expenses and business expenses and total expenses as well. I'm thinking whether we should have separate tabs for each. So for example, as you can see here, we have only expenses. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do, if I wanted to see just my expenses this month, or if I want to separate into income and different expenses. I think that would be better. Honestly, I can see that. So yeah, let's keep it like that. The only thing I think I'm missing here is the dates. So for example, we can see here that I don't really know when the date has been, like when the payment has been made. So I think the best way is to add like dividers. So it will be today, something like that. I don't really need hours, honestly, but have something divided in today, like 3 days ago, 15 June would be great. So let's try to do that. Let's say today. This would be today. Then we would have yesterday, and then we would have like 12th June, 11th June and stuff like that. So I think that would be the best stuff to do. And then we would probably just have some summary of the day. So let's say minus 19 euros or $19, for example. So like that. Obviously, we don't need really to be so white. It's not so important. Let's make it not bold, something like this. So we kind of have the summary for the day as well. Let's see what it did here on our app. So I've added a tab, which is terrible. I don't know why it created 2 tabs. It's like stupid as hell. Let's remove the first tab. Let's say, let's just remove it manually, I guess. Delete. And let's reset the style and maybe remove the padding at the top somehow. So when I click on expenses tab, there should be these numbers. The first one we'll have, which is total expenses, which is we already have right now. The second would be personal expenses. And the third would be business X. We don't need monthly income on this tab. Add when user click on income. Should display this. And now let's say what should display it on the income page. So basically here we would have net income. Net income, we would have also total income. So yeah, we'll have this information. And all the expenses transaction should be displaying on expenses tab. All the income transactions should be on income page. So I asked it to create a database, just simply telling now connect everything to database. It created the tables. And now let's try if it works. So I'm going to say sushi, 150,000 Vietnamese dong. And let's click run. And let's see if it does. Yeah, it seems to be working. May 2025, April, March, and February. Yeah, it seems to be working, but the arrows are in the wrong way, I'd say. Yeah. Let's click on income. Income, we have -6 net income. Let's put some income here. So we'll say, wait, I had some income here written down. So let's just say 2,045 euros Upwork. Let's see if it can figure out that this is actually income, not an expense. Yeah, we have it correctly mapped. So it seems like everything is working. The only step is now to work on the start with the background color first. Let's copy and say change the background. Change the, why it's not typing. Change the background color to this. And also in the same prompt, let's just send in the logo so we don't spend 2 prompts just on that. Unfortunately, we cannot upload SVG as the logo, so I'll do a PNG one. Export. Also, let's do some movements of the UI. We'll have the this at the bottom. So let's say move the input to the bottom as well. Input to the bottom. Let's fix now this thing here that we have. I can just get rid of this and add it as well. This will keep. Send a screenshot. This is how the UI looks now. Fix it. The size of the logo. So I decided to change the UI a little bit. I don't think we need 2 tabs like in the app here with expenses and income, since we can just put everything in here. And if I want to see my expenses, I would just see the personal expenses here, the business expenses here, the net income would be here, and then total income would be a third slide of this. So instead of just having this here and then this month at the top, we can just have this to be months. So let's say remove the tabs for income and expenses. We'll display everything on the home page, on the main page. Just add one more card with, we'll have one more card with total income. Total income. So we have net income. And instead of, so the only thing I will have to do is put total expenses here, total expenses. And then instead of having second card for business expenses, I can put the total and the personal and the business right on this card. So I'll just need a good way to create that UI. And instead of card with separate business expenses and personal expenses, let's have one card with total expenses, and under that we'll have smaller personal expenses and business expenses. So we'll have at the top, summarize everything, net income, under that 3 cards with total expenses. What else we'll have? And total income. So that would be 2 cards instead of card with separate business. Remove tabs for income and expenses. We'll display everything on the main page. Just add one more card with total income. So we'll have at the top net income, under that 3 cards, 2 cards, let's say 2 cards with total expenses and total income. I think that's about right. Let's just send it and see what it does. So we'll have this personal and business stuff, and for income, we'll have probably the biggest incomes. So I'll take this one, this card, and for the total income would be, and I'll just copy the same thing, and let's say Upwork, for example, let's say 4,000, and let's say YouTube. The next one would be YouTube, for example. And then we could swipe to see our income and total expenses. To bring this to actually Lovable, I'll just get rid of all of the UI elements, so it's much simpler for Lovable to actually comprehend what it needs to do. Let's get rid of all of these shadows and stuff like that. That is not necessary at this point, so I'll just remove all of this, remove the stroke here, I'm gonna remove the stroke as well here. Let's get rid of this as well, so just not distracting. And let's just make it a little bit longer so it kind of sees what it is. And I'm just gonna copy this and say follow exactly this design for 2 cards. Don't change anything else. Just make this as in the image. So the second card is only visible for about 10%, and then you have to scroll or swipe to see the rest. And let's just attach the screenshot and see what it creates. So we've got the correct actually design, which is perfect. Now for this bottom part, we can just ask it to remove all of these elements. So I'm just gonna say to follow the design as it is here, although I doubt it can do that. Another way to bring data easily from Figma to Lovable is just, for example, if I have this button and I would need it to bring to Lovable, there is a developer mode in Figma that I can just click, and now that I can copy on this element, and I have all of this stuff here. So for the layout, I can copy this, or I can choose some other stuff like this. Let's use, or we can just use this. Not sure which would be better. Yeah, I think we can just copy this, the styles for the button, and just let's copy all of the styles here. And let's see if it can add the button same as in our design. Let's do the same with buttons. So I have this button here, and I can just copy the style and go to Lovable and say, just select this button here, apply these styles. And here we have the button with the style that we requested. So for now, let's just do the final touches regarding these beautiful gradients that we have here. And the one way that I can do this is I think I will just export them as an image, since you can see that this is actually an image. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's download original image source, name it background card 1, and do the same here. Just export as original source, of course, because we need the good size, background card 2. So once we did that, we can go to Lovable and say add these backgrounds to the cards, the first image to the expenses card, and the second to the income card. And now we can just go and upload both of these images here. And also, let's say that it should round the corners of the images to be this kind of, let's just give it the styles. So I'm just gonna give it the styles. Balls. Also here are the styles for the cards themselves. And let's just send and see what's the result. And here we have the result. I think it looks not bad. The only thing is that we would need to give this for the second card. So let's select the second card. The first image should be okay, I did the wrong thing. Let's just restore the previous option because I think I messed up the order of things. So we'll restore to this option, or to this probably. Yeah, probably to this. To achieve this beautiful result, as you can see, the text here is much more better than what we have in here. Like you can see that the text is gray and stuff, doesn't look perfect. What I can do is just reduce the opacity on this text. So let's select the text element here. And so I'll use the edit tool. Basically just select the text and then I can go to custom, make it white, and then just reduce the opacity to be about 80. And then I have this nice glassy effect that is pretty trendy right now. Don't forget to save and do the same with this business item as well. Other than this, I will just remove this background and then I can create marketing page for our app, because as you know, there is not really any benefit of having an app if you have no way to market it. So we'll just create a marketing page very quickly that you can see how I can do that. And now let's just click save here and preview it on the phone. So as you can see, and everything works well. I just imported this data here. So for the marketing page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to create me just a marketing page. Obviously, I'm not going to use it because it doesn't really think that we can do something that is really would wow users. So let's just say create a marketing page for this app explaining all the features and a way to sign up. And yeah, so let's just send it, create a separate. And in the meantime, I'll just go to Framer Marketplace and find a template that I can use. So I would just go to templates, all, and then I would select apps here. So we'll have some apps like this, for example. I think it's an app, but then I can just go here and click apps and find something that I would like in my style. So something like this could work definitely. And yeah, I'll have something like this maybe. Let's just click on this author templates. And just looking at this, so yeah, I like this template, so I'll just use it for now. But I'll need to probably change some colors as well. Or to make it even simpler, I don't really want to change any colors. So let's just find something that I think would be similar to our colors. I think something like this is similar to our colors. Something like this could even be there. Let's preview this. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So I'll just have it as our site. And now we can go to Lovable. I've created, so it says it's already created marketing page. So let's just preview it quickly and see how it looks like. Let's view it on a desktop. So $AI, we have some features, AI powered input. Let's look at how it created this page. So we have here a headline, one feature, second feature, third feature. So we have 3 features and a call to action. So let's just go to Lovable and say create 3 features only, main ones. Okay, so, or we can just take a screenshot really quickly. Maybe it would be better than the next update. So now I can go to Framer. I'll actually go ahead and buy this template. Now let's just go ahead and copy all of the text that I have here. So $AI would be the headline or something a little bit different. The smartest way to track your expense with AI powered insights. Let's just go to our Framer site here and to get some button from a normal website because we don't have any Apple Store app. So I'm just going to place it straight into this. And let's rename the button to something that Lovable gave us, which is start free trial. There would be no free trial. This would be free. So get started for free. Let's do that. And now we have this. Just get rid of. Or we can just keep like the style of the button. So I kind of like the style of this button. So let's copy the styles, copy the style, and we can just paste the style here. So paste style doesn't really work. Okay, so just get rid of this. For the logo, let's just upload the logo here that we had somewhere on our computer. So this would be the logo, just uploading it here. Selecting the stack. Now we can just get rid of these two buttons, these two logos. And as you can see, it's not really centered. So what I can do is just click top or just crop it because we have some shadow there. So it's not aligning it to the center. So once I have that, I can just make sure that it is fit, not fill. That's the center. Let's do blog. We don't have. Let's just keep support. Blog. Let's say. Yeah, let's just keep support for now. Let's preview it really quickly. Yeah, we have that there. And now let's just apply some screenshot of the app itself. So we'll have the first screenshot, which would be something like this. The second screenshot which would be, let's say, something other than that. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, let's just have this for a demo version for now. So to apply that, I would need to paste it to another screen. Let's paste it in here. And let's see if it's updating anything here. Not really. And let's just upload the final screen here and see if it does anything. Should be. Yeah, so now it updated. We can scroll down and see the rest of the screens. Let's update just the features itself. So AI powered input. Let's say that AI powered input simply. Alright, experience in natural and like lunch at McDonald's. Let's say like this. The second would be smart analytics. Now let's just say get instant insights, something like this. And the third would be global flexible. Yep, that sounds good. And the call to action, ready to transform your finance management. Let's do that. And one more button here. Let's just place it in here. So usually some of the people can build websites like literally weeks or days. As you can see, it took me less than few minutes, less than 10 minutes to build. So let's just find some other screenshots that I can export for the app. So just like that, we have our website for our app ready in less than a few minutes with all of the animations, with all of the interactions. As you can see, everything looks perfect. And yeah, let me know if you'd like to get more videos like this. And thank you for watching.